Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to discuss why I will be using the Philippines as a home base and traveling about every 3 months out of the Philippines. Stick around. Alright guys, so I have decided, and I've hinted at this or even talked briefly about it, but I will be using this now as a home base, and that led a little bit to my decision of why I chose to rent out a condo. And in particular, Bacolod, I originally was going to choose a place more like Cebu or Manila that I could have direct access to an international airport to make the travel easier. But I had discovered that the cost of condos around these particular areas are much more expensive, so really not worth it. So that's one of the reasons why I chose Bacolod. And in particular, the actual condo unit helped me decide. I mean, I feel like I got a pretty good deal with a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and a big, huge wraparound balcony that I wouldn't have maybe found in other areas. I've checked different areas, Davao, Cebu, and I really wasn't finding any place like a 2-bedroom at any price similar to what I was getting here in Bacolod. And if you're interested on how much I'm spending monthly, you guys can check that out up above. There is a video discussing what I spent my very first month here in Bacolod. So I'll go ahead and discuss, what my game plan is. In fact, the game plan is actually going to be traveling about every 3 to 4 months. And in fact, I've already purchased my very first ticket out of the Philippines right at the end of February. And I'm not going to really disclose about where I'm going yet because it's going to be a big surprise, a place probably that nobody will have guessed that I'm going to be going to. In fact, even for myself, it was a kind of a surprise because I didn't realize just how inexpensive it really is until I started researching and looking into it. Again, I've also purchased a ticket back to the US at the end of May, and so I have that trip. But yeah, basically about every 3 months, I'll be heading out. So what does that mean for a visa? Well, that probably means just 1 or 2 renewals, no more exit clearances. The ACR card, you still have to pay for that. It's good for 1 year though, so even if you leave the Philippines and come back, then the ACR card is still valid for the 1 year. And immigration here is going to be much easier than like Dumaguete or Cebu. It's much less, you can get in at opening time and be out of there, within 30 minutes typically, versus Dumaguete, you could be there all day. By the way, thanks to the folks over at Holafly for sponsoring this video. So just remember, whatever destination you have in mind, check out holafly.com and get yourself an eSIM to make life so much simpler. So an issue that I've had with all my previous travels and my future ones to come is that I need my phone to navigate around the country. And my home phone plans for the Philippines and the US are simply too expensive. So I've had to find alternative ways. So I've been trying this new one called Holafly. They are an eSIM provider that provides unlimited data plans for just about every destination in the world and also even entire continents. Normally when I travel, I buy a local SIM card, but sometimes that takes a lot of time and it can be quite the hassle and you don't know exactly which plan to sign up for. And you're not going to want to spend half the day or a whole day trying to figure out which SIM card you should sign up for, which data plan you should sign up for, and then trying to get it all set up on your phone. So luckily, Holafly has unlimited data plans for just about every country and even entire continents. So you're never left without a data plan. It's also super quick to set up. Just go to holafly.com, search your destination, pick your plan, scan the barcode, and just like that, you're ready to travel. And don't forget to use my coupon code GEO in the Philippines for a 5% discount on all purchases and top-ups.
So definitely check it out. You'll sign up for it before you arrive at your destination. And you can, like I said, you can get a package. You can do it just specifically for that country, or you can choose the entire continent. And just like that, you are set up, and when you land, you are ready to go ahead and surf the web and navigate using your phone. Back to the video.
Initially, I kind of lost track of really why I came out to Southeast Asia, and that was to explore and to see things and travel around. And of course, when you're married, your life changes. You get more into a routine, you settle down, you really don't take as many trips as you used to. Versus when you're single, you tend to travel much, much more. And that's what I plan on doing. So again, while I'm here in country, it'll be a matter of taking motorbike trips and traveling around. I'm going to upgrade my motorbike at some point. And the other thing is traveling internationally. That means Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Cambodia, all these different places. So the cost of living is another big factor. And while I'm gone, of course, there's no food, there's no groceries, there's no dining out. The electric is non-existent, the water is non-existent. So basically I'm gonna have my base cost here, which is gonna be my rent and my parking spot for my bike. Other than that, and the internet, other than that, I really won't have any costs associated with the Philippines per se, other than just those base costs. And no matter where I'm at, I'm gonna have those base costs. Maybe I can go even less expensive in places like Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, but it's easier to keep a home base here, in my opinion. I'm familiar with it, I like it here, the people are friendly, and so that's why I choose it as a home base. As far as the quality of life, I enjoy the quality of life here as condo life. I don't really deal with brownouts and things like that. And food options, I wish that were better, but when I'm traveling, it doesn't really make a difference, to be honest. And with the big warehouse stores, Landers and S&R, it makes it kind of an ideal spot also to set up a base, to set up a home base. The visa options in the Philippines make it also very easy. Some of the other countries, not so easy, but here, you can, even just on a tourist visa, it's simple. They really don't question you about coming in and out. Now, again, they are starting to question more if you're here for over a year. They start to want to know, okay, why are you here so long? Why aren't you on a retirement visa? Why aren't you on a marriage visa? Do you have a girlfriend? What's her information? But if you're ducking out every 3 months or so, none of that stuff ever really comes up. So the visa here is easy. I like that you can just land in country and you're good to go. The expat communities in English here, I think, make it very easy as well to have this as a home base. And the flights, as far as the flights going to other parts of Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, if you're flexible with dates, you can really find some really inexpensive deals. Then as far as packing, I have the philosophy of carry on, and that's it. Carry on your laptop and, like a sling bag like this, which I highly recommend. You can find this on my Geo Travel Essentials. This is a safety bag. And that's all I need. And then you can just do laundry as you go when you're out in another country. It's not a big deal at all. Or anything you need, you can pick up at the local, deodorant, toothpaste, all this stuff. You don't need to bring all that stuff. Even cheap clothes like this throughout Southeast Asia, very cheap if you want to buy some, and then you could just leave them in your hotel room. These particular shirts, 135 pesos that I order here, or you can buy in shops, and it's super easy. I did weigh out people who said, why keep a home base? Why not just pack up and just have enough stuff just to travel with? For me, that's not how I want to live. I want to have where I can have a house to come back to. a comfortable home that when my trip is done, wherever I'm at, Thailand, Cambodia, then I can just simply return back home and everything's there and it's my home, you know. So that's another reason. And what I do with flights is I always just book one ways, and then I use a throwaway ticket showing I'm leaving in a couple of weeks. And the reason why I do that is I don't like to go somewhere new. For example, I've never been to Cambodia. So let's say I fly into Cambodia, I do one way, because I could be there a week and decide, you know what, this place is just not for me. And if I've booked a round trip ticket or something, then it's just a pain, or I've lost money, or I've got to fight to change with the airlines my departure date, and I don't want to do that. So one way, it's kind of the same philosophy I have with hotels and long stay bookings for accommodation. 3 nights in a hotel, if I like it, I'll either extend or I'll find something more long-term like an Airbnb. But I never do anything too long-term unless I know 100% it's maybe a city I've been to before and I know I like it, or it's an accommodation, a previous hotel that I stayed at that I like. Then I would book long-term right away. Otherwise, no. I don't do long-term anything, and that includes my flights. One way, I'm flexible on dates, so I'll pull up the whole month of February. For example, my next trip coming up, which I'm not going to disclose yet, you'll just be surprised. And I looked, I said, oh, it's the cheapest to fly out on this particular day, and that's the day that I choose. As far as the best places to travel to, if you're going to be out here in the Philippines, then definitely you want to add Thailand onto your list. I mean, just see the beauty of it, the food, the culture, the lady bars, if you want to go to that. Vietnam is definitely add that onto the list. Indonesia is one that I haven't been to and definitely will be on the list probably for this year. And then Malaysia is one of my particular favorites, just to get good infrastructure, plus they speak English, that makes it really nice. If you want to kind of get away from the Philippines and get yourself really good food and infrastructure and they speak English, Malaysia is the place that you want to go. And then Japan. I had a really good time in Japan, but the language was a bit of a barrier. There were some places that I still want to see. Language, again, a little bit of a barrier, and it's a little bit pricey, but compared to the rest of Southeast Asia anyway. Korea, not really on my list, but at some point I'll make it over to South Korea. And the thing also is you want to plan around your visas, your visa extensions. For example, if I just extend out 1 month or 2 months in the Philippines, well, you want to get as much as you can out of that visa anyway. So try your last week or so to plan your departure. Don't extend for a visa and then leave a week later. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So try to plan it around your visa extensions as well. Health insurance, I always do travel medical every trip, absolutely every trip. There's a link in the description for that. Managing finances, make sure your banks are notified, your credit cards are notified. Good thing about my bank, USAA, I don't have to notify them. Same with my credit cards. Make sure you have a good working phone and a SIM card, absolutely. And this is where Holofly comes into play. Now, this type of lifestyle, the bouncing around every 3 months, at some point it's going to get old and I'm going to settle more into place. But for right now, it's really the kind of lifestyle that I want to live here. It's not for everyone. Some people maybe don't have the extra money to even keep a home base. Maybe some people want to figure out a way of just living out of their suitcase. I did that for a while in the Philippines, but for the most part, it's better to have a home base, in my opinion. There's pluses and negatives to both, but I prefer to have a home base set up, someplace that I'm comfortable with, that's home, and when I return, flip on the lights, my coffee machine, my TV, whatever is all there, my clothes, everything. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, how many of you are actually doing this, and how many of you would like to do this. And out of those people, who thinks it's better just to kind of live out of your suitcase and live this lifestyle, or who thinks it's better to have a good home base?